Across decades of inquiry, researchers have observed a consistent and intriguing pattern. Children, even those without religious instruction, often express a deep sense that something within them exists beyond the body. When prompted with simple stories about death or absence, they respond with clarity. Something continues, they say. Something feels, remembers, watches. This isn't a conclusion taught in Sunday school or reinforced by parents. It emerges spontaneously. It appears across cultures, languages, and belief systems. And it points toward an awareness that is not acquired through learning, but awakened from within. Psychologists call it intuitive knowledge, and it forms the foundation for how we begin to perceive ourselves and the world. Long before a child understands biology, they already perceive something deeper than the physical, a presence that cannot be touched, only felt. This presence we come to call the soul. Very early in life, children begin to understand that other people have minds. They grasp that behind actions are thoughts, desires, and intentions. This developmental milestone is known as theory of mind. With this awareness comes something else, a recognition that consciousness itself exists independently. Children start to describe the self not as the body, but as the person inside. They express the idea that their true identity lies behind the face, behind the voice. This sense of being a watcher, an observer behind the scenes, is a crucial foundation for belief in the soul. It is not a product of mystical training. It is a natural developmental feature of human consciousness. From the moment a child recognizes they are more than their body, the door is open to a deeper metaphysical understanding, that there is something internal, aware, and lasting. This belief is not isolated to one country or culture. In cross-cultural studies conducted in diverse societies, from rural Madagascar to urban centers in the United States, children display the same intuitive grasp of a lasting, non-physical self. They speak of people existing before birth. They imagine life continuing after death. They talk about invisible companions, of memories and feelings that seem to come from somewhere else. These are not religious confessions. They are personal experiences, descriptions of something felt, not something taught. This shared narrative points to something more profound than cultural conditioning. It reflects a core structure of human consciousness, a near universal sense that there is something in us that does not end. Some evolutionary psychologists offer another perspective. They propose that belief in the soul may have served a functional purpose in early human societies. If individuals believe they are being watched by unseen ancestors, or that their actions carry consequences beyond this life, they may be more inclined to cooperate, act morally, and maintain social bonds. The soul, in this view, operates as a kind of social technology. It reinforces norms, discourages antisocial behavior, and promotes long-term thinking. Whether or not this idea explains the origin of soul belief, it reinforces how powerful and persistent the idea is. It survived because it served something essential in the human experience. This kind of knowledge does not have to be learned. It exists prior to conditioning. It arrives with us, embedded in our earliest sense of self. Children speak of other lifetimes. They draw images of things they have never seen. They describe memories that do not belong to this world. The further we move away from childhood, the more this inner truth is obscured. Schools teach empirical logic. Society praises what is measurable and dismisses what is intuitive. Over time, the sacred is replaced with the rational. The inner knowing is rewritten by outer belief systems. Yet even as we grow older, that early truth is never fully erased. It lingers in the background. In moments of awe, silence, and stillness, it returns. The soul never disappears. It remains just behind the noise of the mind. Many who have turned away from belief return to it through direct experience, through grief, love, wonder, or spiritual awakening. In those moments, consciousness reveals itself not as a byproduct of the brain, but as a field in which thoughts, memories, and sensations appear. It is the observer that remains unchanged through all stages of life. The one who watched childhood happen. The one who dreams, who witnesses, who is still. The soul is not an abstraction. It is the one who has always been there. Children do not question the soul. They live from it. Before skepticism, before language, before indoctrination, they know. The science confirms it, the data repeats it. The inner self is not something we adopt later. It is something we begin with. We are born with the soul already awake. And while the world may teach us to forget, that knowing never fully vanishes. The soul is the first truth. And in the end, it is the only truth that remains.